Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today I am super excited that we are doing a St. Patrick's Day wreath because I finally got my hands on at least one of the clover leaf wreath form. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's go over the supplies we're going to need for this wreath. I'm starting off with this shamrock wreath form from the Dollar Tree, and I have to admit this is a very solid, very strong wreath form. The wiring is thicker, it's put together nicely, so I'm really loving the wreath form itself. Then you're going to need some Deco-Mash. Now this Deco-Mash is not from the Dollar Tree, this is from Joann's. And it's 5 inches instead of 6. If you're going to use this Dollar Tree Deco-Mash, you can definitely do that. The Deco-Mash I'm going to be using is foiled. As you can see, it's really foiled, and it's 30 feet, which means it's 10 yards. The biggest tip I can give you about Deco-Mash that is this foiled or does have a lot of foil is you want to choose a continuous method. You don't want to do a curl method or a cruffle. You want to do something like a bubble method, a poof method, something that is continuous. Today we're going to be using the bubble method, and we're going to use 2 rolls, and I'm going to do this a little bit different, so stay tuned for that. To decorate my shamrock, I'm going to be doing a messy bow. Therefore, go through your stash, find ribbon that is almost done. I even went and got these where you can see there's just nothing left of this. Find all those pieces of ribbon that you need to get rid of. That, of course, match. And I decided to bring in some white, some black, some light green, so it will work off of our green Deco-Mash really nicely. Another option to decorate is, of course, bring in some beautiful florals. I have some hydrangeas and these shamrocks from the Dollar Tree, and they would play off really nicely against the green. So do whatever feels right to you, whatever you have at home. And of course, we're going to need some pipe cleaners and a few zip ties. To get started, I'm taking my pipe cleaners, folding them in half, and cutting them. After that, I'm just going to find the center and make a little V. You obviously don't have to do this, but I'm all about making things easier for me when I'm making these wreaths, and the pipe cleaners being folded does help me a little bit. To attach our Deco-Mash, I'm going to start right here at the bottom and then make my way around. I did want to mention that this wreath form is not flat. It does have a rise to it. And with a shape like this, whatever method you're using, you want to make sure you scale it down. So we're going to scale down with our Deco-Mash to 5-inch bubbles. Because this wreath has a rise to it, and because our bubbles are going to be so small, if I overlap them like I usually do, it would be so hard to undo them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Deco-Mash side by side. Instead of my 5-inch Deco-Mash, I kind of have a 10-inch Deco-Mash. So you can definitely use a 10-inch Deco-Mash for this method. Let's collect the little tail. I'm going to wiggle it in. Then with the zip tie, I'm going to attach it, and I'll show you exactly where. I attached it to the intersection right there from one side to the other. This is not going to go anywhere. Because I'm doing side by side, what I'm going to do is on the side right here, I'm kind of folding it in, and on the side here, so I have a little bit of a little wiggle here. Bring it in from both sides, measure my 5 inches, and look at this, I'm already opening it up so I don't have to worry about it at the end. I have my bubble, and look how pretty. Grabbing my pipe cleaner, I'm going to go from the bottom, and I'm going to go along this middle row. Twist, and then I'm going to send my pipe cleaners back. That's where I'm going to just lock it in. Twist, 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 fold, and fold back. That's it. I'm all taken care of, and we're kind of taking care of everything as we're going along. The reason you want at least 10 inches of Deco-Mash is we're using this top row, and since we're on top, we need this Deco-Mash to fold down and cover our edges, and that is exactly what's happening here. going to fold the sides, just kind of gathering it. And now I'm going to measure off another 5 inches. And I'm going to fill in until I feel like the section that I'm working on is full. So whether it's going to take you 5 or 7 little bubbles, you do what feels good and what looks good depending on the decoupage you're using. Because mine is so foiled, I know that I'm not going to need that many loops because it's pretty much a solid cover. I'm halfway done with my clover leaf, and as you can see, we can see a shape of a leaf. The bubble method scaled down to 4, 5, even 6 inches can do some really, really pretty work here. As far as how many bubbles I'm putting in each section, on the sides here, this section is a little smaller, so I'm putting 6 bubbles here and then 7 on the sides. I'm going to continue going all the way around. I am on my last loop here. As I'm tying in the back, I'm also going to grab the tail where we started. I'm going to just tie all of that together, and do not cut the decoupage at this point. If you're in a situation where you are all done with your 10 yards of decoupage, you can cover this with either some greenish decoupage or maybe some green ribbon you have on hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just wrap the decoupage around the tail. I have quite a bit left, so that'll be plenty. And I'm just going to start wrapping and pushing back so it covers that area really nicely. As you're wrapping, any endings, try to hide those, so just twist them underneath. Towards the bottom, I do want to make sure I zip tie it in place. This little nub right here, we're going to face towards the inside. Then I'm going to twist once. I'm going to fold in because I'm trying to get a nice edge down there. Do your best to tuck everything in. And then I'm rolling it back up, and we're going to attach it at the base. Keep on checking those edges, making sure that they are covered as we're making our way up. Grabbing another zip tie, I'm just going to secure the tail in place. The link to the zip ties I'm using is in the description box below or in my Amazon store. The link should be right there on my channel banner. I'm so excited how this clover came out. Now it's time to do a little decorating. For a messy bow, I'm going to be cutting the ribbon into 12-inch strips. If you want to cut your ribbon a little shorter, that's fine too. Just depends on what you have on hand and what you're planning on doing with it. I think I'm going to do 3 of these green ones. For a messy bow, even a dovetail is not really necessary, but I want to do it because I think it's going to add just a little bit of elegance to the wreath. Next, I have some white ribbon, and as you can see, looks like we're only going to get 1 piece out of this one. As far as how much ribbon you're going to need to make a funky bow, it all depends on where you're putting it, and of course how thick you want it. For those of you who like shabby chic, this type of bow is perfect for your projects. Look at this. I guess I got 12 inches left of that one. I think I might be able to do 2 of these. Then I have a piece of this one left, so I'm just going to use that up. This piece is the widest, so I'm just going to lay it at the bottom. Then I'm going to grab some of this black and white stripe. Now let's put the green one just like this. We have 3 pieces of this one. Then maybe some of this ribbon. Then the white one, some of this ribbon. I'm just crisscrossing it. Whichever way you're going to use it is just fine. And maybe this one on top. Then I'm just going to collect it all in the middle. And then you can use a floral wire. You can use a pipe cleaner, whatever you want to use to bring it together. I'm a fan of using a zip tie to bring these types of bows together because they're big bows, and I know after I secure it with the zip tie, it's not going to go anywhere. Before I make it really tight, I'm going to put a pipe cleaner through the back and then completely tighten my zip tie. At this point, you can put something over like maybe this ribbon and then tie it in the back, or you can put some kind of decor in the middle, and that's what I'm going to be doing. While my hot glue is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and attach the bow onto the wreath, and I'm going to tighten it in the back. Since we're already in the back, let's figure out how to hang this wreath. On top of our wreath, in this middle leaf part, there are two intersections on top. So what I decided to do is I'm going to attach a pipe cleaner from one side to the other, and then from this side to this side. And now our wreath can hang nice and even. Twisted backwards and forwards, whichever way. And then this one. And we have our hanging loop right here, which is just going to blend in to our actual wreath. If you want to cover the back, you can definitely do that with some fabric, ribbon, or felt. Because we laid the bow out so nicely, I don't think it needs any help. For the center, you can use anything like these little clovers. I got these at Michael's on one of those $5 grab bag, but I don't think I want to use this in the grab bag that I got. I also got some of these. Look at these. They're so cute. I really wanted to use this one because I think it's so super cute, but because we need to bring some of this green in the center of our bow, I'm going to use the hat. So a little bit of hot glue and straight in the center of the bow it goes. Just like that, our Clover St. Patrick's Day wreath is all done. Leo, did you know you are my pot of gold, along with Louis, of course, at the end of my rainbow? Did you know that? You're my gold. That's what you are. I absolutely love how elegant this St. Patrick's Day wreath turned out, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Let me know in the comments below if you liked the way this wreath turned out, and if you would like to see more wreath tutorials like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit, of course, the bell button. I know I had to remind people to hit the bell button so they are notified every time a wreath comes out. For now, Leo, did you prepare any videos for someone maybe to watch right now? You did? Right here, 2 videos. Thank you, Leo. Go ahead and click those for more wreath tutorials right now. As for me and Leo, we will see you in our next video. You want to say bye to everyone? Bye, everyone. Mwah.